Ren. Hi, Ren. Is it any good? This was recommended to me by a viewer. You know who you are, and thank you for your support. And yeah, this video appears to have went crazy. I don't know how. I haven't seen it yet, but it's got like 70 million views as the making of this video. So must be some good shit. And it's like 10 minutes long. It looks like. So I'm ready to hop in there. Let's see what this is about. All right, we've got some abstract visuals, to say the least. Surrealism, I should say. Hi, Ren. Ooh, I love this already. Acoustic guitar, bro. Listen, fire. If only I was gifted. Right. Damn. Yo, this okay. I like this a lot. This is not what I would normally listen to, but as I always say, I'm open to anything, and I like this. It's like a live performance or something.
It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Rant on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Bren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Are we about to get a play within the music video? And it's done by one person? Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, right? There's this thing called speech and debate that you can take normally in high school, at least here in the States. I'm pretty sure it's just an all-around thing, right? I was in speech and debate, and yeah, man, stuff like this was all over the place, and I loved watching it. I wasn't really that great. I normally did poetry, so I can appreciate this sort of stuff. But especially when you are by yourself popping in and out of characters and portraying different characters, I love seeing stuff like that. So already, this is dope. And he's talking about this person named Ren, but he's going back and forth. So I'm assuming is this like there's got to be like different parts of himself, right? Maybe talking to each other. Um, which is very interesting. And the main reason I say that is because bro got brought in on a wheelchair, and he's got like what resembles a hospital gown on. I'm assuming bro's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or portraying himself to be so in this. But this is very, very captivating. Let's keep going.
Lead me, you're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Bren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is
10 steps. Okay. Wow. Okay, so he's talking about a lot. I analyzed a lot of stuff in my reactions, so if you're going to be mad about somebody that's pausing this a lot to talk about this and appreciate it, go to another video. Just letting you know right now, because I like to appreciate things for what they are. And if you're mad about me not just watching the whole thing all the way through, just watch the whole thing all the way through yourself. Come back. It's okay. So, this is probably now a side of Ren, and this is my interpretation, that is like dealing with addiction, because he said 10-step program. You need me like more than you think, basically, type of situation, right? So he's battling with the side of himself who was impulsive has a tendency to become addicted to things. Like it's either or both. But it's sounding to me like he's trying to fight his addictive side, the urge to maybe try to do something else. Like maybe he's addicted to the medication that people are prescribing him in the first place, like to make him normal. But now because he's become so dependent on the medication, he, yeah, he's fighting the addiction of it, and he's trying to kind of reel himself back into being someone who's not dependent on it and trying to find himself and who he is as a person, not being on this medication. Like, who is he when he's not on this medication? He wants to get back to that, maybe. And he's saying, I've been trying to take some time away from you, meaning like that side of myself that's always so willing to do these things. I'm trying to take some time away from you. I'm trying to take some time to be still, find out who I am, not be so impulsive. Oh, this is going to be a long one. I'm ready.
Program rejoice, all your pill boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone,
this is great so far, bro. I gotta check out more stuff already.
I think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me, I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one, split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music...
And then he's got that side of him that's all these doubts and insecurities that he's telling himself. Like he's getting to a point where he's starting to appreciate himself and what he has to basically give to the world, his talents, giving himself a pat on the back. Again, trying to find the positivity in his life, in himself, without having to depend on this self-destructive side. And the self-destructive side is saying, you're trying to get rid of me, but I technically am you. I am what made you this way. If it wasn't for me, you probably wouldn't have learned as much as you have about yourself. And you wouldn't be in this place to try to push yourself to be better. I am you. You are me still, no matter how much you would like to try to block me out or get rid of me. You can't get rid of me without getting rid of you, because without me, there is no you. Ooh, that's a bar, son. This is it's talking about speech and debate. We're weighing both sides. This is cool. Really cool. He's doing amazing with the music. Like, I'm going to try not to ramble too much.
I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me,
absolutely,
that's enough, 'cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man,
yo, the syllabic rhyming is so fire, bro. He's doing such a great job. He's telling this story like this so effortlessly. He's fitting the theme, giving you the energy that you're supposed to feel, that vibe, that chaotic vibe, that unsure of yourself vibe, that you're like, it's an internal struggle, bro. We have all, I think, like, we can all relate to having an internal conflict about something going on in your life. I think we all can. And I think we've all had a similar conversation with ourselves. It might not be to this sort of a degree, but man, if there's anything that you've ever been passionate about, anything that you feel like is not just a hobby, not just something you like to do, but you perceive as an extension of yourself, Like, he obviously views his music and his craft as an extension of himself, his art as an extension of himself. You start to get insecurities. And if people aren't connecting with you, even if you connect to people, it's the few people that you don't connect with that you get that negativity from that you remember. It's that festers in your head and makes you get that self-doubt, which is probably what fueled this, bro. Wow.
You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you
Bro,
perspective.
it's
That thing you
snapping.
neglect it, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal.
Come on,
the
dog.
pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you.
Nah, just because somebody has. Listen, nothing is original anymore. Nothing is original. Everything is kind of rinsed and repeated or refined. But at the core of it all, basically everything that can be done has been done for the most part. You're never going to find something, at least nowadays, I haven't found anything that's necessarily 100% original. But just because it's not 100% original, the character in which, like your character, what you bring to it, is what makes it worth not only putting out there, but it's what grabs people. He's saying it, it's true. Stuff like this has been done before, but not but him putting himself like out there like this and giving it this sort of a spin is what makes it like worth it. Like, it's worth it to put out there. And I'm not to say that it's sometimes it's not worth it. Put it out there, especially if you're an artist. I'm 100% like behind the idea that you should put yourself out there regardless, right? Follow your dreams, because you never know. If you don't, try. But just because you might not be the next big thing, if you can connect with a few people, right? These few people that you could connect with, you may have connected with them in a way that nobody ever has before. And that in turn is what can make that's what can make this unique. I'm like stuttering and stammering. I got to stutter. That's what makes this special. That's what makes it unique. That's why you should do it. That's why he should do it. Oops. That's why he should do it. But what an internal struggle, and the way that he's showcasing each side is so accurate, because again, I feel like we've all had these same sort of conversations with ourselves. And it's just like this. Oh, you're going to do that? Oh, you're not going to make it. There's no way. Oh, somebody already did it better than you. So what do you have to offer? What's the point? Like, man, I can speak for myself. And I've had these conversations.
Ran, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great.
That's
and
right,
I will
brother.
Make waves and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
You hear what this negative side is saying, but it's wrong. Like, all this negativity is gonna do nothing in the face of you still putting yourself out there. What do you have to lose? If your goal is to be the next best thing, right, and connect to as many people as you can, then do what you can to do so. However, it is important to know, as somebody who puts themselves out there, like I said, even if you're not the next big thing, you could be the next big thing to somebody else. And at the end of the day, as an artist, if you can inspire, if you can connect to people in a way that you could possibly, like, change their trajectory to do what they want to do, or give them a different perspective to shoot for something better, or to follow a dream that they have. That's beautiful. That in itself is worth it. That in itself is worth it. It could be one person. That in itself is worth it. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
With the lights flickering.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender when standing in front of my soul or My name is
Bro, this guy is crazy talented. Wow.
To the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
And as you can see, as things get more chaotic and the internal fight kind of appears to be coming to some sort of a climax, the lights that were once kind of still and it was just maybe flickering every now and then are kind of just going haywire. And the electrical, get it? Was that on purpose? Probably. I'm not gonna say it was, but maybe it's possible.
I am you, you are me, I am you, friend. Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice
That's right,
hear
bro.
when you loosen the noose on the rope.
That's right.
And
Tell
you
them
know
what you
how
do.
I know that I'll prosper,
what you've been
'cause
able
I
to
stand
do
here
for
beside
people.
you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side.
Beautiful. Bro, this is so fire, dog.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast.
Ain't that true?
It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax.
To be
I learned to
still,
soften, and that dance
right?
got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Yo, 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 yes, bro. All right, guys, I'm going to get into my thoughts as I always do. But if you made it this far, I mean, I know this is a long one, but if you made it this far and you like these sort of videos that I do, please leave me a like. Leave some feedback. It'll motivate me to do more. It'll let me know that you guys rock with it. Um, but yeah, man, let's talk about this. So, as I said in the beginning, this appeared to be a song that was discussing basically an internal struggle with oneself, like self doubt. And then it went from that to being self doubt that may have been fanned by the feeling of inadequacy when not on a drug of a choice that would cloud the insecurities. Um, Damn, and then it just leads to the question of, who are you really? You have to kind of try to find that out. And in order to do that, it is an internal dance, and it's an internal struggle, and it is a dance every day for people who deal with addiction, for people who are living day to day with insecurities, with feelings of inadequacy, who feel numb, who feel like what they do doesn't matter. This is an everyday dance for people. So, like a little something about me, right? I've got self doubts and stuff like that. Everybody does. I'm a very, introspective person. So whenever something happens that I feel could have been different, right? Whenever a mistake was made, whenever I get slighted, whenever I slight someone else, and I don't realize that I've slighted someone else until it's been shown to me, I replay scenarios again over and over again in my head, constantly incredibly critical of myself. And while that's important to be critical of yourself and keep yourself under scrutiny, I've come to realize that you also, while it's good to know where you messed up, you need to allow yourself and give yourself grace to do better. You have to allow yourself to be a better person, to make amends to those that you've hurt, to fix you. Not to say that you're broken, I should say to try to better the circumstances that you are in, because you're not broken necessarily, but things could be better, right? Nobody else is going to be able to make it better but you. I've had multiple instances in life where I have dealt with people who, in a much more severe degree, deal with mental health issues. I work in hospital settings. I work in correctional facilities. Okay. I'm not just talking out my ass. The reason that I'm able to be so introspective and able to appreciate a lot of this stuff and to take it for what it is and not to judge people who go through things like this is because I've seen where that comes from. And I've seen that these aren't necessarily bad people. These have been people who have been put into bad situations or people who have just made mistakes. Because as Ren said, we're only human, right? We're all going to make mistakes. And I think that this video is a beautiful way to showcase how you can be critical of yourself. Because, like I said, you can be your own worst critic, basically, as he was to himself. The doubts, the insecurities, and also, putting all that aside, the addictions to certain substances that may, like I said, fan that flame of self hatred, of self doubt. Um, that can only make it worse. But he was able to take a step back and day by day, little by little, and still on like as an ongoing thing, take a moment to appreciate the positives, what he brings, his accomplishments, and how his actions have positively affected the people around him, the people that he's touched, and it's able to help motivate him and give him security in himself that, yeah, am I human? Am I, do I mess things up a lot of the times? Heck yeah. Am I the next best thing? No. Can I be the next best thing? Yes. Can I be better? Yes. Have I done good? Yes, I have. It's not just the bad that I've done. I have done good. I see the good I've done. I see the bad I've done too, and I've seen the mistakes I've made because I have definitely made mistakes. But that doesn't mean that because I made one mistake, because I tripped up one time, that I can't pick myself back up and do better and strive for better and strive for whatever goals I may have. Because at the end of the day, as long as there is still breath in your lungs, it ain't ever too late. That's what I got out of the song. That's my interpretation of this song, of this art, because I always interpret art and try to appreciate art. I don't know what your guys' takeaway from this was, but I appreciated this wholeheartedly because I think we can all relate to something like this. And I have seen firsthand where addiction, where self doubt, uh, self pity as well, arrogance, narcissism, um, all of these negative things can take you. And on the flip side, I have seen how people have been able to spin that whole thing around, come back, and be better than ever. But it is a daily struggle. And you're not gonna be the best person every day. But you can try. And just because you might slip up doesn't mean you can't try again right after. Doesn't mean you can't make amends. This is a long video, guys. If you made it this far, leave a like. Let me know what you thought. I appreciate you for sticking this far if you did. I am so pleasantly surprised by my viewer base, man. Y'all have been recommending some absolute bangers, and I appreciate y'all. Recommend more, please. But until then, I'm going to see you on the next one. And I'll definitely be checking out some more Ren. So, stay safe. Be well. Never give up. And always try to be the best you can be. And if you're not, that's okay. Notice it. Take note. Get back on the horse. Do better. Peace.